Have you ever seen a USB killer and wondered, how can something so small destroy a computer in just 1 second? How does a tiny USB stick create so much power inside a USB port? Today I will explain how a USB killer works on the inside and how the newer USB Killer 4 model works with a remote controller. Before going into the video, make sure to subscribe my channel and like the video. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The USB killer is a professional hardware testing tool, not meant for illegal or harmful use. So, let's get into the video. So let's start from the beginning. A USB killer is not a hacking tool, and it cannot steal any data. It does not copy files, it does not install malware, and it does not control your device. A USB killer is a hardware tester. It is used by security people and engineers to test how strong a device is against sudden high-voltage shocks. Many cheap devices are weak. Some expensive devices are strong. The USB killer only shows the truth. If the device is made with good parts, it will survive. If it is made with weak parts, it will die fast. Now let's see how it works inside. When you plug a USB killer into a USB port, the USB port gives only 5 volts. This is the same power your phone gets while charging. On its own, 5 volts cannot do any big damage. But the USB killer has special parts inside that can take this small 5 volts, store it, and then turn it into very high voltage. The first important part inside the USB killer is a group of small capacitors. Capacitors are like tiny buckets that can hold electricity. When you plug in the USB killer, these capacitors start filling up with a small 5-volt power. Next, when the capacitors are full, a small circuit called a DC to DC converter switches on. This circuit takes the stored energy and boosts it to a very high voltage, usually around -200 volts or more. This is around 40 times higher than normal USB voltage. This high voltage is the dangerous part. After the voltage goes high, the USB killer sends this strong shock back into the device. But here is the important part. It does not send the high voltage into the power line. Instead, it sends it into the data lines, the D+ and D- wires. These wires normally carry very small signals for communication between your device and the USB port. They are not built to handle big shock waves. So when the USB killer sends the high voltage back into these data lines, the small protective parts inside your device get overloaded. These small parts usually include diodes and controller chips. When they get too much voltage, they burn out. This is how the USB port, or sometimes the whole device, stops working. The process repeats again and again. The capacitors charge, then they discharge. Then they charge again, then they discharge again. This cycle continues many times every second, as long as the USB killer is plugged in. This fast cycle is what kills unprotected devices completely. Now let's talk about the USB Killer 4, the newer and more advanced model. The USB Killer 4 is not the same as older versions because it has more smart features. One big difference is that the USB Killer 4 has its own internal battery. This means it does not always need power from the USB port. It can also run in offline mode. When it is in offline mode, it uses its own battery to charge the capacitors and fire the high voltage pulses. So even if the computer is turned off, the USB Killer 4 can still release a shock. Another major feature of the USB Killer 4 is that it can be controlled in different ways. There is a backup magnet trigger, a time trigger, and also a remote control. The remote controller uses Bluetooth signals. This means you can plug the USB Killer 4 into a device and then trigger it from far away, even up to 100 meters. With the remote, you can choose between a single high-voltage pulse or continuous pulses. This is very useful for hardware testing labs where the engineer does not want to stand close to the device. The USB Killer 4 also has more stable power control. It can send 1 shock per second in battery mode and up to 8 shocks per second when using the device's own USB power. It also has a deep sleep mode which saves battery. It can stay in standby for many months without losing power. The USB Killer 4 can be charged using a normal USB charger or power bank, but it must be charged safely. Usually, testers use a USB shield adapter so the device does not fire by accident. Inside the USB Killer 4, the basic parts are the same as older models. Capacitors for storing energy, a DC to DC converter for boosting the voltage, and a fast switch to release the shock. The difference is that the V4 model is more efficient, more stable, and more powerful. It is also built in a way that can be reused many times. So what exactly happens when a USB Killer 4 fires into a device? First, the capacitors release the high voltage into the USB data lines. Then the voltage travels into the protection circuit of the device. If the device has strong protection chips, the chips absorb the shock and keep the system safe. If the device has weak or no protection, the internal circuits get burned. Sometimes only the USB port dies. Sometimes the whole motherboard gets damaged because the shock travels further inside. This is why people in hardware testing labs use the USB Killer to check how safe their products are. The goal is not to destroy things, but to make future devices safer. So in simple words, a USB Killer works like this. It takes small power, stores it, boosts it, and sends it back as a very strong shock. It repeats the shock again and again until the device fails or the user stops it. The USB Killer 4 does the same job, but with more features like remote control, battery power, better timing, stronger voltage, and better safety for the person using it. It is a small device with a very big impact. It shows us that even a tiny USB port can be a weak point if the hardware is not designed well. And that is the full, simple explanation of how a USB Killer works inside. Make sure to subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Leave a comment below. We will meet again soon. Goodbye for now.